Sanbonani guys, welcome back to yet another video, and we are speaking about the latest episode of Queendom, you guys. So this episode opens up with Ubanzi. It looks like he's getting prepared for the day, and he is having a conversation with Utalukholo, you guys. So Ubanzi is basically telling Utalukholo uthi yes bengimthemba ugogo Fungingozi, like I trusted her so much. She's to help out here. Ekahlamba so much to help people spiritually manje wajiga, and she's done things like this that like I can't believe like she did something like this. And then Dalukalo goes on to say, Wuti, like, yeah, vele lenta yenzile, like, we can't let her go like that. She needs to be punished because what an abomination, what an embarrassment to the kingdom. Because remember, Fungingozi, she was part of the council, the members of the council. So Darufalo goes on to ask Ubanzi ukuthi, like, do you really think ukuthi Asikho isandla semfene used to drive umntwana Andile mad? Because remember, guys, the meeting where Ufungingozi was there, Andile just like lost his mind and like all of that. So Dalukalo is asking regarding that, which don't you think even that incident, which it was strange, like we Kazaranjan, like how do you explain what happened on the day you said Ungozi should be burnt alive? Because that's the day the king said Ubanzi said she should be burnt alive, and then the moment Andile, the moment he was in contact with Ungozi, like he lost his mind up until Uketiwe helped him through Sanusi's help. So Panti goes on to say, yeah, Ngiyazi, the thing is, like, she didn't only drive my brother crazy. Like, there's many other horrible things that she did. Aibo, I'm looking at Banzi, guys, throughout this whole episode, the way he's acting as if he's innocenting Atufungingos, Uyomfostele, and whatnot. I'm just like, Banzi's acting so innocent here. He's like, there's other horrible things that she did. Do that, Manju Mangel. He's like, how? Like there's more. And then Ubanzi says yes. Quite a while he's saying yes. While pendula then someone knocks by the door, and that is his wife Ukama Shangu. She comes and says, listen, the board the council members, they have arrived and they're waiting for you for Umhlangan. So she walks out. As she's walking out, Utalukholo's like, Utuf Ungungozi wenzeni, like what else did she do? And Ubanzi's like, shy man, ay man. So it looks like he doesn't want to like speak about it in front of his wife or whatever the case may be, but yeah. So we see a council meeting, you guys. Remember the last council meeting that they had where they had the incident, right? It was just accusations. Andile basically was accusing Ufungingozi of doing these things to him. But Ubanzi just said he never confirmed anything, he never say anything. And it looked like some of the board members maybe shot in that meeting. So this meeting, it's like, it's kind of him repeating some of the things that we've heard before, but he's kind of putting a final stamp to what Andile said as the king. So he calls the meeting, so he enters the meeting, thanks everyone for their time, and then he tells them ukuthi hayi ngiphethe indaba ezibuhlungu ukuthi yes ubhuti wami uAndile, he's back. He's back from our ancestors and he's resting now. That's why engekho emeetingini. So Andile is not in that meeting. Untando is not in that meeting. Uketi was not in the meeting. It's everyone else besides the three of them. So Ubanzi achaza ukuthi like yes, I'm here to confirm ukuthi uGogo Fungingozi, she was the one responsible for Andile missing all of these 30 years. uGogo Fungingozi, she did that. So remember, there was other people who are not part of that previous meeting. So like other people are surprised ukuthi hayibo, like how can someone who was part of uGogo Fungingozi, like how could she do something like that? And now that they're hearing it from the king, which means Gempela, like everything that Wandile said is true. So then the council members babuzeke ukuthi okay, so what's going to be done? You know, Ngoko Fungingos. Then Ubanzi responds and says she is going to be burned alive, you guys. Then some of the council members, they're like, yes, that's the only way that we must prove to our people, which if you do anything like this, there's a harsh and a heavy punishment you're going to get. Umcebo-ke athi mina ngicabanga ukuthi like this is too much. Umcebo's like asking ukuthi ngicabanga ukuthi this is too much, ukuthi yes, she must be punished, but kanje, like, you know, and Umcebo's mother, Umcebo and his mother, you can see they're the only ones who are kind of worried and unsettled concerning this. But Ubanzi is adamant that she must be burned alive. I get, guys. Then we see another scene where Umcebo, he takes his phone and he's making a call to his lawyer, to an advocate, and he's saying basically he needs advice, and he says to the advocate, hypothetically speaking, if the king were to perish, what would happen then? Then the advocate's like, can you speak much more clearly, because like I'm not understanding what you're trying to say. Umcebo goes on to say, what would become of the kingdom and its people? Like, currently at the moment, the king is ill, and I fear the unknown. I fear that I won't be able to protect the kingdom and its people. So I want to know if anything happens to the king, like kwenzakalani, kuzokwenzakalani. Basically, I feel like I was basically asking, like, if the king dies, who is the throne due to? That's basically all that he wants. So the advocate says, I believe that the best thing is that we will have to consult Wamanzi as well. But let me investigate this on every aspect thoroughly, and then I will get back to you. Umcebo sekaplane izinto zakhe. Remember, he said he's going to take the throne at all costs, guys, and it looks like he is not gonna stop at anything. Then we see Upra Vincent, guys, he's in his house, he's drinking his beer. As he's drinking his beer, Wungeneban, Auntie Louisa, guys, she is back. When she comes in, she's like, yo, hi, yo, how, like, when's Lana, like, what's going on here, like, why you so? Bravi's like, come on, Auntie Mulu, like, like, I have problems. And she's like, problems is in jail, like problems that are like this, like I wish you would see problems, matata, how, like your problems are like very big. So Pravi, like he's trying to explain, he's like, Asia, utolagele. Then who Auntie Louis that there at utolawu, tolamang? You mean Princess Ketiwe? Eh? Cause utolagela, that's not tolagale. She is now Princess Ketiwe. And then Upraviati Eshiazi, like I failed. And then she goes on to say, like, I'll flopanga when I flop when I never. Like I knew that there was something dodge. Galo sisi, ongalo muntu wako, like I could feel and I could see there was something dodgy going on with her. But you can see Upravishem, he is not coping because Utola mang. Utola gele, she's busy enjoying herself there, not enjoying herself, but she's busy doing princess queen duties there, leaving her husband Jegan Jano, like doesn't call, doesn't nontando. They forgot the lives that they were living. It's akane. But then again, it is a lot that's going on there in the kingdom. Then we see a tea date between Ugamashangu. She is having some tea with Uketiwe. Guys, I must say, Ugamashangu, she dresses like a true queen. Yo, whoever dresses that woman, yes. I'm like, you'd swear, Wuti, this is not Umam Ruby that we knew from generations. Yo, guys, they dress her up as a queen. So they're having a conversation. Angithi Uketiwe, remember, she was not part of the council meeting that they had this day. So Manjuga Masangu, like she's related to Kazen Uketiwe, with yeah, Pela the like Baskazele Sona, the council members, they were divided. Abanye Batarashi, Abanye was saying it's a harsh thing. Katiwe Abu Zege, Uti, so Ubanzi, like Ukine etini, like what was his final say? Ugamashanga pendulege, and she says no banji was adamant ukuthi ufungingozi akashiswe, she must be burned. And then Uketi was like, oh ngiyazi ukuthi ufungingozi, she's done a lot of things and ukhohlakele, like she's evil, but the punishment esona, like it's like now bas pindisene move back to the olden days. People are punished like that, but nowadays we don't punish people like that. It's a very hefty thing. Then guys, they start bringing up, Uketiwe brings up the conversation yam Kuseli, and she's like, Yazi, the last time I saw the last day I was with Kuseli when he was alive, you could see Wuti like he had so much fire within him and passion. It's like Unentonje, like Begafunu is solve in the kingdom and whatnot and all of that. And Ungamashlang revealed Uguti before Umkuseli died, he used to have secret meetings, you guys, and she doesn't know what those secret meetings were about, but she could tell whatever Umkuseli was planning, whatever he had in mind, that it was going to change the way things are done in the kingdom. She goes on to say that when Umkuseli came back from Egoli, you could see Guti like he had this fire, Guti like things are about to change, and then like he died. So then ukhethiwa Mbheki athi hi when uzama like she wants to say ukuthi like are you trying to say that they killed him? Then ukaMahlangu was like ayikhulunywa leyo, like let's not even touch anything like that. But it looks like Umkuseli is fighting from the grave, you guys, but it looks like Umkuseli is gonna get justice, you guys. Then we see a scene where like it looks like Uketu is done with having her little meeting nokaMahlangu, which is coming back into a room. Merangena, her phone is ringing. Party phone. We see just before that, we see Usanusi having a vision, guys. Usendade, he's in the bushes and he's having a vision. As he's having a vision, he's seeing a body come out of the royal household. So guys, there is going to be someone from the royal household who's going to die. So when Uketiwe comes back into a room, uringi phone yakhe, she picks up the phone, but yena noSanusi abazwani because of network. Usanusi is trying to say, Puman lapo. Hey, it's dangerous. Like, get out, Puman lapo, Shian lapo, like, leave the palace. But she can't hear nothing, you guys. Now we don't know whose body did Usanusi see, guys. Is it Ketiwe that's dying? Is it Uandile that's dying? Is it Untando? We don't know, you guys, but someone is dying. And like, Anga, like, this is so nerve-wracking because like, I don't want none of the three to die, but guys, as episodes are going forward, things are just getting messier and messier. People are willing to do whatever it takes to safeguard their names. Then we see another episode or another scene where Undando is basically asking Ubabaku Andile Uti like he must kuza abantu, like he must stop this whole thing from happening, this thing of them wanting to burn Ukoko Fungingozi. And then Andile is like, boy, there's nothing that I can stop because this is just the way we do things in this kingdom. Undando is like, no, like there's other ways to punish a person. This is barbaric. Like how can umuntu while the person does not go to trial, you don't even give lo umuntu a chance ukuthi azithethelele azithethenela amacala akhe, nothing like that. Niyamshisa-ke. Andile is like, kuzomele ujwayele ukuthi like this is what we're doing, this is what we do and how we do things in this kingdom. And mina, like the only thing I would don't do anything stupid, because I've heard about your ex towards the kingdom's decisions, and I heard that there was an innocent girl's life that was lost because you did not agree with the decisions that were taken in this kingdom. Undando says justice needs to be served and it needs to be met basically, and that she says that she's not going to allow blood to be shed while she's watching, and she says Ngiala. That is real, how can I say, guys, I think that's commendable because yes, Ukoko Funging she's done a lot of evil things, but I agree, guys, burning her alive, whereas she's not the only one who has a hand in all of this, it's harsh. Even if she was the only one, like, it's too much. Like, think of something else. Then, guys, we see Lokuzana Ubanji going to visit Ungozi, Kokofungi Ngozi. It's like he's going to say his goodbyes or whatnot. And then when he gets in there, he says, like, most, yes, you see, Suwuti, like, why I need to do things this way. Because you said, which are you willing to take the blame on your own? And then Ukoko Fungingozi says something. She's like, yeah, but one thing I must tell you, when I'm Uamanzi, is that the truth has a way of uzveza. The truth has a way of revealing itself. And then he's like, what do you mean? And then Ufungingozi goes on to say, ukuthi umlondolozi mcebo ulandelwa like he's been followed by a dark shadow. And then Ubanzi looks at her and then he's like, how do I know that you're telling the truth in any whatnot? And she goes on to say, which uzozibonela wena ngokwakho, you will see as time goes by. But I know which is katsam sesifigile, but you will see for yourself, which basically saying there is still darkness that's coming to this kingdom. Yeah, guys. Then the final scene, guys, we see the council members, the community, people of the royal household, they are standing outside. Sebebase umlilo, ready to burn Ukoko Fungingozi. Sebelindo abonokatu, which they must come to Ukoko Fungingozi. While they're busy waiting for Ukoko Fungingozi, which bafika no Ukoko Fungingozi, umcebo no mawakhe le, they like, yazubaba, like, isn't that zenzayo? It doesn't make sense why Funukshisa Ufungingozi when she helped us out so much. What are they angry at that? Then we see uNokuzana uNtando speaking to her mother uKhethiwe saying ukuthi like this is so not right. I don't know why I'm here, but I have to be here, but this is not okay. Then uBanzi then asked ukuthi, hi kanti why baphi labantu, why bethatha isikhathi esingaka? Then bafike guys onogada mebefika they come and say ukuthi ugogo Fungingozi she has escaped ukuthi abamboni. Now guys, do you understand ukuthi like the dynamics of now we are left wondering who could have done this? Untando could have done it because she was the one busy rallying for them not to do this. But the way Ubanzi and Uandile looked at one another, it looked like they could have formed a team and like kind of allowed Ukoko Fungingozi to escape, or either Ebo could have arranged an escape. Guys, there's so many angles to this Asazi, and I'm just like, I don't know. I don't think Ukoko Fungingozi is gonna try to come back for Uandile in that way because listen, I think she's seen Ubanji's true colors at this point. The fact that he was willing to let her take the fall for everything. Guys, and then Ubanzi just says Utarafunyo, like go and like guys go out and look for her while he's saying that you can see but no they are happy they are busy smiling. Yeah, guys, let's park it right there. It looks like tomorrow we are going to be seeing tomorrow for you guys, today for me, where we are going to be seeing Uandile being officiated as the real king. But let's park it right here. Tell me what you think of this latest episode. Please do make sure you like the video. Please do subscribe. It is absolutely for free of charge. And I'll see you guys on the next one.